Good morning to our professor, Dr. Maria Agnes Pilaja, and to you, my fellow classmates. So basically on this chapter, we will be focusing on the different research methodologies when it comes on language research. So we will be focusing on a different subtopic of this chapter such as the research design, locale, and the research participants. Basically, our group was assigned to discuss the first three subtopics of this chapter, and the other group will present to you the remaining subtopics. So the path that the researchers must take in order to perform their research is referred to as what we call the research methodology. It shows the process through which these researchers formulate their own problem and own objectives in their research, as well as deliver their own findings based on the data collected during the study time. So this research design and methods chapter also demonstrate how this research outcome will be reached in line with the study's objectives. So the methodology in language education research, since we will be having our education research during this semester, the focus of our research is all about the language. So language research will help us to determine on how language affects the way it perceives in life, especially or specifically in our fields, which is the education. As we are divided into different perspective of groups assigned by the different macro skill that we learned, which is our main idea upon doing our research during this semester. So let's proceed. So methodology. So when it comes on the language research, it says here that methodology refers to the overarching strategy and rationale of your research project. It involves studying the methods used in your field and the theories or principles behind them in order to develop an approach that matches your objectives, which means that it refers to your research project's overall plan, and of course research overall purpose. It entails researching the methods utilized in your field as well as the theories or principles underlying them in order to design a strategy that is appropriate to your objectives. Which means that these are the steps or the methods by which we are going to apply for our research topics. So upon studying this chapter, we will be learning these methods to be used when we are about to conduct our language research. Then we have, for the next slide, it says here that research methodology simply refers to the practical how of any given piece of research. More specifically, it's about how a researcher systematically designs a study to ensure valid and reliable results that address the research aims or the research objectives. So this method is also known as the research methodologies, by which a system of models, procedures, and techniques used to find the result to our research problem. By the use of these research models or these procedures, by the way, when we say these research models or procedures, these are the use of approaches like the quantitative and qualitative approach in research that my groupmate will discuss to you later on. The research techniques to collect your data like the interviews, the questionnaires, or so what we call the next slide, the educational research methods. So the educational research methods include the interviews, surveys, and questionnaires to collect data from the research subjects using one or more educational research methods. So you can collect research data using forms or e-forms that we have in our online platform today. We can analyze and interpret our data to arrive to our findings for our research. So basically, these are the strategies or processes or techniques utilized in the collection of the data or evidences in our research. And that would be for the introduction for this chapter. Basically, as I have said, our group was assigned to discuss the research design, which focuses on the frameworks of research methods and techniques chosen by the researcher. And we have the locale or the research locale that discusses the place or setting of the study, the research participants, which is also an important part of the research paper, which focuses to the respondents or the participants for our research. So those topics will expound more by my group mates. And here are my references for my topic. So that would be for the introduction part of this chapter, and thank you guys for listening and keep safe.